In this video, we'll continue our series on pre-processing of imported boards and discuss problems with component footprints as they're imported into SIwave. Every now and then when we import a board, we'll notice that the component footprint might be incorrect, and this has to do with some of the imported databases from the source ECAD layout tool. Notably, with something like an ODB++ file, sometimes you'll see a component footprint that picks up more pads than there should be for that particular component. Let's say, for example, this I/O device has a few extra pads, like say these three on the end, and we just wanted the component footprint to span all of the other pads. If we wanted to correct this, what we could do is select the actual pads that we want to use. So what we can do is filter everything out but our pads, and just select every single pad that should define the new component that we're going to define. And then what we'll do is under our properties, click other properties and edit. And here under pin info is where we can actually control this. So what we'll want to do is delete the existing component, and under type, just assign it either die or BGA. It doesn't matter in this case. And we will give it a new part name. So we'll call that my part. And it's important that it has to be a new part name, new reference designator, and make this U999 as an example. And hit OK. And we should see now an adjusted footprint for this component. And now when we assign pin groups and assign components to this, or spice models or S parameter models to this particular component, it should only include these pads. Now let's go to another board and say what we import is completely missing component footprints altogether. Now this is undoubtedly something that you could usually rectify in the actual export of your ODB++ IPC2581 or other format that you're bringing into SIwave. But let's just say that, for example, we imported a component like an X2Y cap or a sense resistor, which are typically 4-terminal devices. Every now and then what SIwave will do is an X2Y cap might come in as 2 separate capacitors, or a sense resistor might come in as 2 separate resistors. And we of course want a single component representing each of those, like say if we had a spice model we wanted to drop on that footprint. What we could do is the same exact thing we did in the previous example, just select the pads of interest, go to our edit other properties, and let's give that BGA, that's fine. And then make sure that, of course, that the signal, the layer is correctly assigned. Give this again, we'll just use the same exact part number and reference designator U999. Hit OK. We should see a component footprint appear. Now with that there, the relevance here is that there are a number of automated tools within SIwave that only operate on a per component basis. So say, for example, I wanted to create a pin group easily. Usually when I create a pin group, I need to have some component actually selected. So what I could do is grab this new footprint, create manage pin groups, and now we see here that it has all the pads and nets associated with it. If I wanted to create a ground pin group, I could just select this, choose create pin group, and there it is. And we should see the new pin group created here for each of those ground pads. Another thing that's now accessible to us is if I select this component footprint and say I had an S6P or a 6-pin spice model, I now can actually attach it directly in SIwave and not have to worry about creating ports on all these pads and doing this, say, in a circuit simulation. With this trick, we could better prepare our PCB for some of SIwave's automated component assignment and pin group assignment tools.